Okay, so Google Gemma 3. It's like this. Imagine if you could have the power of a large language model, like all the AI everyone's talking about, but like you don't need like a crazy supercomputer running in your basement. Like that's Gemma 3. It's designed to run right on like your phone, your laptop. So you can have this really powerful AI kind of working for you wherever you go. One of the things that makes Gemma 3 really interesting is that it can understand a lot more information at once than like the older models. It's because of this expanded context window they have. It's like, think about it this way. Imagine you're trying to follow a conversation, but everybody's just saying like 2 words at a time. It'd be pretty hard to keep up, right? But if they could talk in full sentences, even like paragraphs, you'd get a lot more context. That's kind of what this expanded context window does for Gemma 3. It lets it see the bigger picture. But the thing that really blows my mind is that it can do all this in 140 different languages. That's kind of crazy, right? Like you could have it translate a document from Japanese to Swahili. Or you could summarize a complex research paper that's written in French. You could even like write a poem in ancient Greek. And here's the kicker. It's not just text, images, short videos, it can handle it all. It's like having a universal translator and this super powerful research assistant all in one little package. That's pretty wild. Now, I know what you're probably thinking. If this thing is so powerful, like, doesn't need a ton of power to run. But that's the other amazing thing about Gemma 3. Google figured out how to make it super efficient. It's like imagine you have like a huge truck, right? And it can haul a giant load, but it uses a ton of gas. Then you have a smaller car, right? It's more fuel efficient. But it can still get you where you need to go. Gemma 3 is kind of like that efficient car. A lot of power, but doesn't like kill your battery. And you don't need a supercomputer to use it. And get this, they even made these things called quantized versions of Gemma 3. They're basically like compressed files, It's like if you take a big picture and then you shrink it down so it doesn't take up as much space on your computer, but you can still see all the details. So you can run Gemma 3 on a lot more devices, even ones that don't have like a ton of processing power. So how are people actually using this thing? Well, the possibilities are pretty mind-blowing. Like developers are already making some really incredible applications. Imagine like a chatbot that can answer your questions about like a product, but it can also understand like your tone of voice, and it can change how it responds based on that. Like you can tell if you're frustrated, confused, or if you're just messing around. And it can respond in a way that feels really natural, like a real person. Or what about a virtual assistant that can help you write code? So like, let's say you're making a website and you need to create a specific function. You could tell Gemma 3 what you want to do, and it could actually write the code for you, which would save you so much time and energy. And this is like just the beginning, because Gemma 3 is open source. Anyone can use it, change it, build on it. So we're going to see a ton of new cool stuff. People are going to come up with things that we haven't even thought of yet. Okay, but here's what gets me really excited. So imagine like you're working on a project, maybe like a presentation for work, right? And you need some pictures to like make it look good, but you don't really have the time to like go and search through all those stock photo websites. Well, with the Gemma 3, you can just describe the image you need. Like say you need a graph showing market trends or a picture of people brainstorming, and Gemma can just like make it for you right there on the spot. No more scrolling forever, no more settling for something that's like almost what you wanted. And then there's this thing called function calling. And this is where things get really, really interesting, because Gemma 3 isn't just about like taking information and then giving you an answer. It can actually talk to other apps and tools and like make things happen in the real world. It's wild. Like imagine you're running late for a meeting. You can tell Gemma 3 to text your coworkers and let them know you're coming. Yep. Or like you could have it book you an Uber, order your groceries, even like change the thermostat in your house. It's like having a personal assistant that not only understands what you want, but it can actually do it for you. I know some of this sounds kind of crazy, like science fiction or something, but it's all possible with Gemma 3. And the craziest thing is we're just getting started. Like as people keep using Gemma and playing with it, we're going to see some really amazing stuff. It's like a whole new world, And honestly, I can't wait to see what happens next with this whole AI thing.